1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, mother. Up. 1, 2, 3.
All right, welcome to the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. In retrospect, the hype music feels a little messed up considering how the game went, but we're going to talk about it anyway. The Thunder just got shellacked by the Memphis Grizzlies. I missed all of it because I was trying wedding cakes with my fiance, so I'm going to have these gentlemen right here, Bobby, Josh, and Cody, explain what the heck happened, guys. Bears, just Bears in general?
I mean, just Bears in general, I guess. The Thunder have a horrible track record with Memphis so far this year. This is the second game we got blown out. And the first game we were getting blown out before making a huge comeback. So clearly the Grizzlies are a matchup issue when healthy, but remove Steven Adams and Dennis Schroeder. And honestly, this was just a mess all around.
It sure seemed like it. Josh, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess the strategy was just let's just shoot as many threes as we can, and if it works out, it'll work out. In the first quarter, it worked out. They hit 7 threes. It looked good. It was working. But then once the threes went away, they refused to not continue to shoot threes. It was just raining, jacking, launching threes the whole game. That was the main thing to me. It was the offense had no rhythm to it. It was just Darius Baisley, Lou Dort, all these guys just take as many threes as they could, and it didn't work out. That's not how the team is built. That's not how they're going to win games.
Right. Cody, same for you?
Yeah, same. As Josh said, seemed like we just had an emphasis on taking threes tonight. They obviously weren't falling after the first quarter. We started the second quarter off 1 of 13. And so that was when they were able to come up on us and take the lead. Just a poor effort game after the first quarter, and a lot of it comes down to, it looks like this is Memphis's first win of the bubble. They just seemed like they were the hungrier team tonight and wanted to get the win. So, yeah,
they needed it. I mean, like we discussed after the last game, Portland's right on their heels, so they had every reason to play out of their minds, and it certainly seems like they did. And you guys mentioned it. The first quarter was something entirely different. What happened afterward? Is it just the shots quit falling? It's that simple?
Well, I think obviously shots falling clearly is the number one issue. But in general, Memphis just started to assert their will, get more rebounds. Once Oklahoma City had to go into their bench, the depth just wasn't there down low. And, shots stopped falling. And once you get guys like Abdul Nader, who was, I believe, minus into the 20s, and then Baisley, who was also into the 20s, things just kind of fell apart. And, once you lose that hot hand and Memphis gets hot, there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, and it really seems like SGA had just a really poor effort. Josh, can you speak to that? I mean, what happened there?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about is, like Bobby said, it just fell apart. It's a good way to put it because the shot selection was so poor. And SGA, in a game where obviously you don't have Dennis, he's not there. Everybody talks about the three-headed guard monster of, SGA, CP3, and Dennis. Right. And without Dennis there, you can't afford to have SGA have, I don't know if it was his worst game of the season with the Thunder, but it's up there if it's not. And he looked lost. He wasn't facilitating. He wasn't making the shots. And when he's not doing his thing, the offense is going to do its thing, especially when CP3 is not on the floor. So it just, no rhythm, and it got away from him quick.
Cody, you worried about it? What happened, man?
Yeah, like they said, I mean, SGA shot 3 of 13 from the field. He's been very off since Dennis left the bubble. At this point, it's kind of a thing right now. Hopefully, he can get his rhythm back. I think one of the big things though is you don't have Adams down there inserting his physicalness to the game, so they were just getting to the point or in the paint like it was nothing. I mean, they had 58 rebounds compared to our 36. And then they had 56 points in the paint compared to our 36. So they really just took it to us down low. And it seemed like there was a lot of fouls that were and ones as well.
Well, you guys mentioned it. Steven Adams was out after he tweaked his knee in the Thunder's last game. Nerlens Noel got the start. How do you guys feel like he did? And what was Steven's absence? What was the cause and effect there? I mean, how do you feel like that played out on the court?
Well, Adams being out was massive, obviously. Not only because of you're losing your starting center, but because you don't have Mike Muscala back there. Your depth is completely shot against a team that's pretty solid inside with Jonas Valanciunas. And really just the whole team looked off. Anytime they tried to attack the basket, they would just get absolutely stiffed at the rim. And not having Steven to alleviate some of that pressure was absolutely massive. Nerlens, honestly, it's just a lot of work for one guy to do. So I can't knock him too hard, but he cannot anchor the center position for the entire team.
Sure. Cody, how you feel?
Yeah, similar thoughts on that one. I mean, it's just at one point you had Kevin Hervey and Nerlens Noel out there on the court together, and I was just like, what are we doing?
That's what you want.
Yeah, it's crazy. Muscala being out, Adams being out, that's what you're down to, so it's what you have to do. But hopefully we can get some guys healthy and get Dennis back, and we can get our rotations set back up. Yeah.
Josh, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, every time Steve is out, Nerlens, he can hold his own out there, but it's whenever you have to go to the bench and really who's, replacing Nerlens is the problem. And normally that's Mike Muscala, and he can kind of do a little bit something, but he was out too. So like Cody said, you have to have Kevin Hervey in there, and It was rough. I mean, it was rough, especially when Nerlens was in there. I mean, even Nerlens only had, I believe, 4 rebounds. I mean, it's not going to get it done. So, I mean, without Steve, without Nerlens, they were crushing on the boards, and then miss some Scala too. Having 2 of your 3 bigs out, it's no good.
Well, let's get in our feelings a little bit. You guys worried? Bobby, you worried?
You know what? I'll say this. One of the biggest advantages to the Lakers win was the fact that we can have a game like this and be okay. It was one of the things I noted in our last post game, because it gives you that insurance. We're playing with borrowed money already with a win we didn't think we'd have. So this game is bad, and when you get whooped like this, it's kind of hard to feel anything but upset. But
sure.
No, let's run this back on Sunday, and it'll probably feel a bit better. So don't freak out too much, Thunder fans. We got this.
I like that. Josh, you worried?
No, I'm not worried. I'm more just annoyed, honestly, because it was just a game they should have had still. I mean, it's not worried. I mean, you have 2 of your 4 best players didn't play, and SGA had one of his worst games of the season, if not the worst. It's more just, it still felt like even with the guys missing, they should have, obviously been able to at least compete today and probably win. But as far as being worried, I think that, you didn't have Steve, your starting 5, and you didn't have your 6th man. So I don't know. I wouldn't stress too much about it.
Cody, you've got to be worried, right? Anyone worried here?
I wouldn't necessarily be worried. I would just like for the shots to start falling for us. It seems like even in some of these games that we won, even the Lakers game, we didn't shoot particularly well, but we were able to grit it out and play, really good defense and get the win. Even in the Nuggets game, close game, still didn't shoot the ball very well. At some point, the shots have got to start falling. We saw the first quarter, obviously, really good, but, we'd just like some more consistent shooting for sure.
Yeah, well, it's not any fun talking about your friends getting mauled by bears. So let's end this thing on a high note and give me your player of the game. Bobby?
I think it's probably going to be a sweep, but it's got to be Luguentz Dort. He was the whole reason we got that 18-point lead in the first place. Shot lights out, scored 11 of his 18 points 16 points in the first quarter. And was great, just simply put, excellent performance. A little hat tip to Danilo Gallinari, shooting 50% from the field and 3-point line. And honestly, we probably need.
Sorry, I had to
exactly. That's what we needed. We needed that. So
sure enough, we got more Dorts on the board here. Josh, how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, did anybody really even have? Don't want to go too negative. Did anybody really have a good game outside of Lou? I mean, I don't know, but he kept us in it, especially in the first half. It seemed like, and CP3 and Gallinari both did good things, but they can both play better. And I felt like Lou was the only one who legitimately had a good game. He played very well today.
Yep. Cody, how about you? Your player of the game?
Yeah, Lou Dort, hands down. In the bubble, I've been really wanting to see more Gallinari. It feels like he's been able to at least be the only one that's been super consistent with his shot.
That was supposed to work.
We need more Gallinari for sure.
Fair enough. See, look at that. We talked about some positivity and things feel a little bit better. Next up, we have got the Wizards on Sunday. Anything you guys are looking forward to? These guys know Magic, so that's something to be worried about. Bobby?
I'm not too worried. I think the Thunder will be, just fine. I'm looking forward to waking up and having some brunch with the Thunder. It'll be a good time.
11:30 games. It's really strange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like college football season. August, 11:30 games.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope we get one of those. Let's see here. Cody, how do you feel about Sunday's game against the Wizards?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a game that they should come out there and execute and play well. The Wizards are playing terrible. They're actually under winning percentage of teams that aren't even in the bubble right now. So I think we're going to be able to take care of them pretty easily. I'd be more concerned about the back-to-back against the Phoenix Suns on Monday.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're playing really, really well. Josh, how about you? Sunday against the Wizards.
Yeah, I mean, they should be okay. Obviously, you would think that this would be a kind of game that'd be hard to be motivated for. The Wizards aren't even going to make the playing game probably in the East. So, but coming off the game they had today with how poorly they played and getting beat by 30 by the Grizzlies, you would think that the motivation would be there and they'll come out ready to go. And they really, not to get into a whole different conversation, but they really need to get that 5 seed, I feel like. So these are games that are important. They need to win these. So we'll see if they can bounce back.
I agree. Sunday's a great opportunity. Washington is not the best team, as you mentioned. And I think they've actually gotten passed in the Eastern Conference standings by a team that isn't actually in the bubble. So that things aren't going very well for them right now. So that's a great chance. Hopefully we get some Steven back and we can have a much more positive post-game show on Sunday. But I think we're going to try to wrap it up because, everyone's bummed out and we're just going to go and enjoy our Friday nights. And we'll be back on Sunday. My name is Weston. This is Bobby and Josh and Cody, and we're going to try to do this as often as we can. Fellas, do you have anything to say before we say goodbye to these fine people?
Join that Discord. We the Boomtown Hoops Discord, that's the place to be every game day. It's always a fun time, even when we're losing, at least we have each other.
That's very true. Anything else?
Let's just pretend this game never happened and just move on. I don't want to. I've already pushed out of my brain from memory. It was one of the least fun Thunder experiences I've ever had. Truly, it was awful.
Oh,
take the game tape and throw it in that big lake that everyone catches the same 4 bats in.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cody, parting thoughts?
Hopefully we can just get back on track on Sunday with the win. I can think of some Thunder fans who are probably happy with the loss, but definitely not me. So
I hear you. I'm never happy when we lose. So we'll fix that on Sunday. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Wesley Shepard. This is the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. We don't really have an outro song, so I'm going to play this guy because we all love him.
Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder. Hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder. Hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder. Hey, hey, Oklahoma, oh, City Thunder. Hey, hey. We like to rock in the OKC, in the OKC, in the OKC. We like to rock in the OKC, in the OKC, in the OKC.